Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 88 on my countdown to retirement. So today, got up and did my final grocery shopping at Kroger and Lidl. I was able to get the half a gallon apple cider that I wanted at Kroger for $2.49 for the half gallon, and I got 3 packages of chicken wings at Lidl for me to cut up. They ended up being $1.99 a pound. I also got a bag of 3 pounds of mandarins for $2.79, and the 2 dozen of the Eggland's Best eggs for $2.49 per dozen. So that wrapped up my grocery shopping for the week, and then I removed the wall plate from over my fire. Well, moved all the stuff off my mantle and above the fireplace. Took off the wall plates. Went and got a flashlight. Got my stud finders. Kind of looked into the wire management area down in the wall to see how they actually had built around the fireplace structure where the electrical was. So anyway, I located the studs. Luckily, they're 16 inches on center, so that works out good. And the main stud is directly center on the fireplace. So while that normally would be good, it causes a challenge when you're trying to use a mounting bracket. So I had to go spend a ton of time looking at mounting brackets that I could use that basically could tie into a single vertical stud instead of spreading the weight across multiple studs, because then they'd have to be able to support a 32-inch span across the back of the television, which my wife wasn't keen on because you don't want you to be able to see all that stuff. Plus, most of them are really 24 inches or less. So that was kind of a challenge. Anyway, I figured out all the different components, and then after researching a bunch of stuff, I narrowed myself down to two TV mounting brackets. One is a forging mount and one is a mount up. That's the manufacturers. I found both of them on Amazon. Showed them to my wife. She picked the one of the two that she thought would be aesthetically more pleasing, as well as more structurally sound. So we wouldn't have to worry about the weight of the TV over the fireplace. I wanted to be able to have a long articulating arm so that in addition to having the TV, basically be able to tilt down, let's say 15 degrees or 10 degrees, so that when you're sitting on a couch looking up, you can get rid of any glare, and B, have the viewing almost be straight on as you're looking, at the television. I also didn't want to spend more than $100 on the mount. I could have gone with, the high-end fireplace mounts where basically they come off the wall, they come out over the mantle, they come down about 27 inches, and then you're like literally looking straight on. But she definitely didn't want to have to be bringing it down every time we wanted to watch television. So the one I got, which was the forging mount, has a 30-inch articulating arm so that the TV itself can rotate 90 degrees. So on this particular 65-inch TV, the physical frame is like 57 and a half inches, something like that. So obviously it's less than 30 inches for the midpoint, so where the arm would be going. So therefore I could rotate it 90 degrees one way or 90 degrees the other way, which again, for me, our dining room is 90 degrees to the right of our couch, and we have a sunroom that's 90 degrees to the left of our couch. So if I wanted to be sitting in the sunroom and still see the TV, given its size, I can. And if I wanted to be sitting at the dining room table and watching the news or something while I'm eating, I could just rotate the TV that way. Now, currently, I've got televisions in both of those separate rooms. I'm probably going to upgrade the TV in the dining room, with like a 43 inch or something like that. And I'll probably take the TV out of the one in the sunroom, and then I'll move a TV to our guest room. So all of that mixing it around. Anyway, I ordered the mount. It should be here on Tuesday. And then I'm figuring it'll take me about an hour to mount it on the wall, lift the TV up, and go from there. So once I figured it out, once I got it on order, the next stage was me to unbox the television, which I hadn't done yet. So I unboxed the TV, and then I hooked up my Mohu over-the-air antenna to it. I went through the setup guide. I created a Vizio account so that I could get the advanced features of the TV. I then, went to the channel scanning process. We were able to pick up 65 channels from the Atlanta metro area using just the over-the-air internal antenna that I purchased. So in addition to, I think it's like 300 channels that you get just part of the Vizio Watch Plus. So in addition to whatever those channels are, and the movies that you get free and whatever, we picked it up 65 stations, which is the main thing I wanted to make sure was that I could get NBC, ABC, CBS, Ion, Peachtree TV. There's some ones in Atlanta that, are channels that we watch on a regular basis that may or may not be part of the Sling Blue package. And I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to get the local news if we wanted to watch it, or, watch any of the main shows that are on those channels, we'd be able to. So I got it set up. I think it looks pretty good. The sound quality's okay. Felt like an idiot. I got everything done, and it was way louder than I wanted it to be. And I'm looking at the remote control, and they got buttons for everything on the front, but nothing for sound. And I'm like going crazy trying to figure out how to change the sound level on the television. And finally, I turned the thing over on the side, and there's two little buttons on the side that are the volume up and volume down buttons. But there's really a teeny little plus and minus sign that I wouldn't have otherwise seen if I wasn't just rotating the whole thing around. So anyway, figured out how to lower the TV volume. That was the main thing. So anyway, that's all set up. Once I got it done, I made a New York strip and some asparagus for dinner. That's what we ended up having. And then I sat down and I started watching. I haven't finished it yet, but I started watching a video that Tina from This Is Our Retirement put out on 6 hard lessons learned after losing my spouse. And the link is in the description box down below in case you want to hop over and take a look at it. But I'll finish watching that. And really, that's my update for today. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below, or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.